It is must win for OTE if they're to open this group back up. If Barca win, they set up an all-or-nothing showdown with Insect tomorrow for a place in the championship game against their El Clasico rivals Real Madrid. Barca in the turquoisey blue, OTE predominantly in the black. Barca will get the first possession with Butayevas recovering, but giving it to Yakuchonis, the record-breaking playmaker who comes roaring out of the gates of this game, sending it up to the heavens for Sion Keita to throw it down. Welcome to the game, OTE. Barca raised the bar with the opening possession. After 17 assists yesterday, a highlight reel assist and throwdown today. The perfect opening tip play. That one squeezed in at the end of the buzzer by Chris Jeffrey. Open spot for the three for Barca. They are in the zone in the opening minute. Dame Sarr from downtown. Jeffrey. 15 points, 5 assists yesterday. Scored already today. Now looking for his first assist as well. Corner three well short, but McVeigh on the window. Jackson McVeigh, the over 7-footer. Bounce pass. Yakuchonis turned over. 3-point shot in transition doesn't go. Overtime Elite looking for the lead. And it's Jeffrey. He's off right. Rebound grabbed by Keita. Yakuchonis. The turnover's the Achilles heel for him so far. He's trying to get the turnover numbers down. He succeeded in doing so to an extent from last season to this season. 3-point shot is good. And OTE have their first lead. Barca not happy, conceding 5 straight points. And Kai Fleming, who scored 15 of his 17 in the second half yesterday, responding to Dame Sarr. Yakuchonis. Bounce pass this time to Keita. That's the connection. The point guard pulling the strings. Keita on a couple of occasions pulling the trigger. Here comes Sarr on the saw and score off the back of the steal. Barca hit back with a big 1-2 punch combination. 3-point shot right on the money from Abu Yama. He said he could shoot. The 6th most threes in the OTE League this season at 39% as well. And Sarr will rattle down another. Dame Sarr, 8 perfect points inside of 3 minutes. And a series of lead changes already in this game. McVeigh, look out as he attacks strong. Confronted by Sarr, can't convert. He'll make him earn them from the line. Jeffrey's pass picked off. Yakuchonis also had the 5 steals yesterday, as well as the 17 assists. Perfectly placed bounce pass into the path and stride of Sarr, who stretched for the throwdown. And that adds to his 2 of 2 from downtown for 8 of Barca's 12 points. They played 13.5 minutes yesterday, missed all of his shots, 3 from the field, 2 from the foul line, so going 1 of 2 there is an improvement. He's also hit his 1 field goal attempt already for 3 points. Barca still ahead by a whisker. U18 already 4 assists for U18 in the first 3.5 minutes. And that steal as well. And he puts a foul on Jeffrey. U18 off the inbound, make it 5 assists in the first 3.5 minutes for the record breaker. Might be targeting another record here today, the way he started. He actually overtook a couple of other Lithuanians to break that record in the ANGT tournament yesterday. His 17 assists, 1 higher than Marius Grigonis 12 years ago. And Hannes Velitschka 8 years ago. U18 adds a first foul to his already full stat line. Jeffrey at the line. A new recruit by the OTE for next season. He's committed to the OTE draft. U18 didn't take the ball with him. Still Barca ball, 15 to shoot though. Overtime elite, somewhat of an unknown quantity coming here. It's a tough ask for them to go up against European teams they don't know too much about, and then also for the European teams that are facing them. Players who play with a different style, with different rules, and are playing together for the first time as one team. The OTE League is a Georgia-based league of 8 teams. This is the best of their under-18 players put together in one team. They know each other very well, though. All play and train and study at the same facility in Atlanta. Fleming flips it back out. 3-point shot. Off the mark for Yama. He's already not 1 down. Can't instigate another lead change. Vila gets it back from Keita. Vila to the elbow. Plenty of time still on the shot clock. U18 just heaves up a 3. He had about 6 seconds left to work with. He's improved his 3-point shooting, U18, but it's still not the best part of his game. Shot 30% in qualifying. All round, though, he's an excellent scorer and playmaker. He averaged 17 points per game to lead the team in scoring with a 67-30-100 split at the qualifying event. More about his playmaking here at these finals. That was his first shot of this game, a game in which he's already dished 5 assists, and yesterday 17 assists, only 7 points. It was Barca's centres doing all of the scoring yesterday. Off the mark from Ellis. Barca looking to push the pace. U18 feeds it in. Quick foul. Only the second of the period on OTE. It's on Lincoln Cosby, the 15-year-old who's just come in. The youngest player currently in OTE. Made history as the first ever freshman to sign for the league this past season. Also the first freshman in league history with a double-digit scoring game back in December. Outside shot good for Saar, who has caught fire early on game day 2. 11 perfect points in 5 minutes. 3 of 3 on the outside. Wasn't the most accurate from the field yesterday. 4 of 12. Keita, quick hands from the big man on defense as they push the pace again, and a whistle. The third foul on OTE. And that matches the three of Barcelona. One more to give the rest of the way for both of these teams. 5 the quarter limit per team. And the individual limit per player per game here in European rules basketball. Jonas, 6 assists now. Looking for one more. Tough catch for Keita, though. Jonas almost looked like he was caught in two minds between shooting and passing, and the opportunity passed him by. And they are punished on the perimeter in transition by the Parker Robinson triple. He shot 4 of 7 on the outside en route to 16 points yesterday. Again, Keita can't handle. That time, the power of the pass at close proximity from Danny Gonzalez. So back-to-back turnovers on Barcelona. There's the pull-up 3 from Parker Robinson. Shot a playoff 4th best, 45% from downtown in the OTE this season. Dame Sarr shooting the lights out early in this one, has 11 of Barca's 17 points. They lead by 2 at the first time out.
So we got to talk it out. We got to talk it out. All right, we got to talk it out. On defense, one time, we're going to go 2. On defense, we're going to go 2. You 2 are up. You guys are high wings, and you're in the drop in the middle. All right, we're 2 one time.
Got to talk. B-side got to drop and talk.
Offensively, Isaac, you got the basketball. Parker, Adam, Marcus, Lincoln. Whatever side Parker comes out on, hit. Marcus just flip that to a ball screen, okay? Come out Marcus' side. Hit Marcus and flip that right to a ball screen, just like a flop.
Where Isaac go when he hit me?
He's going to go here, and Adam's going to go here. Lincoln's going to get
right here. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, defense on 3. 1, 2, 3, defense.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, P-Rob. You're coming off whatever side you want.
So Barca the edge here, 17-15, 4 minutes to play in the first. Jonas at it again, averaging an assist a minute. Overtime elite. Looking to get back level. Ponder in the game for the first time. The big man through a gap. It didn't appear he could fit through, and backed up on the far side by the 15-year-old Lincoln Cosby for the tie. Jonas from the elbow, taking and missing another shot. Not as efficient with his shooting as with his passing so far. Moses Ponder, the big body at center for OTE, was the only player for them that had a positive plus-minus in the defeat to INSEP yesterday, but it's on the outside. And they're scoring the majority of their points. Parker Robinson, another 3, showing his shooting ability once again. Jonas fakes the shot this time, passes inside to Debone, who's just come in. The 12-year-old. We'll see if he can live up to the extra test offered by Overtime Elite here. They won't have seen anything quite like this. This OTE team have got an impressive 15-year-old, their youngest ever player. They've just seen for the opposition a 12-year-old enter the court. Debone, he led Barca in scoring, gets the steal. Quick release pass as well, Jonas. It still won't go down. Taken back though by Grujicic off the miss. OTE defense trying to reshuffle. Jonas not shy to shoot here on game day 2. Knocks down his first 3-pointer. Look at the defensive impact of Debone straight away. It wasn't just the steal, but the IQ to release the pass quickly, almost like a steal and touch pass in one go. He was just as impressive on the defensive end as on the offensive end in the game yesterday. Had 2 blocks and a steal. 6 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds. The pass bypasses him, outside shot, foul on it. So Grujic will go to the line. There's the Yakuchonis three. Both teams shooting it very well on the outside. Barca 4 of 6. Overtime Elite 4 of 8. They've hit more threes than twos. Barca have hit as many threes as twos. And those three-point attempts continue to come. Sending Grujic to the line as he was fouled on one. Big offensive outputs for both teams because of that excellent three-point shooting through these opening 8 minutes. 3 the lead for Barca as Grujic goes 3 of 3. Slice and the dice and the drop beyond the baseline. Drawing ooze from the crowd. Isaac Ellis straight back to his feet though. Unfazed by the hard fall to the floor. Isaac Ellis, who scored 31 points in one of his 2 playoff games in the OTE this season, but yesterday against Inset went 0 for 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line in 17 minutes. Bounce pass to the corner. Saar looking to attack strong again. Ponder having none of it. Marcis Ponder says, get out of the paint. To Barca's top scorer. Dabone over the top of Ponder, but not accurately. Ponder looking to disrupt shots, force Barca away from the basket. Here he is on the offensive end now, and Dabone answers back, albeit with a goaltend called. What a battle that is for the 12-year-old Mohamed Dabone against probably the biggest overall body in the whole of this ANGT finals. Marcis Ponder, a 6'11", 327-pounder from Miami, Florida. He's gone to the bench. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block in 4.5 minutes. OTE were +8 with him on the floor in their 16-point defeat yesterday to Inset. Only played 15 minutes though. He only returned from a bad injury in the OTE postseason recently. Vilar at the line with overtime elite at the foul limit. Beg your pardon. Barca also on 4 fouls, so their next on the defensive end in this quarter would send overtime elite to the line. Diop. Trap near side. Saar and Gonzalez between them coming up with the steal. And the opportunity to get forward for high percentage opportunities, forcing a foul and earning a trip to the line. Eight fouls in just over 8.5 minutes for overtime elite. Can see a clear pull of the jersey by Mustafa Diop, so the unsportsmanlike foul on him. That will mean free throws and possession for Barcelona. The foul shots to be taken by Dani Gonzalez. He knows his team need the win. They will scrap, scratch and claw to try and get it. They've had an introduction to European basketball now. Can they really warm to the occasion? You've got to be impressed with sticking with this Barcelona team Over 8.5+ minutes so far. A long wait at the line for Danny Gonzalez, who in qualifying dished 9 assists altogether without a single turnover. But yesterday only had 1 assist with 3 turnovers. Barca 4 of 5 from the foul line. 1 more to come. And the ball back off the unsportsmanlike. 3 the Barca lead. 5 has been the largest lead in this tight opening 9 minutes. Villar. Shot clock down to the final 3. Villar trying to find a pass. He threaded it beautifully, but didn't leave a lot of room for Gonzalez underneath the basket. And a 3-pointer away, but over everything. A rush of blood to the head and far too hasty on the 3-point attempt from Jaden Wilkins, who comes from a huge basketball family, including his great uncle, Dominique Wilkins, Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA teamer, and former NBA scoring champion, who also won the EuroLeague with Panathinaikos back in 1996, was EuroLeague Final Four MVP that year. So Jaden will be supporting Panathinaikos in this evening's semi-final, just across the way at the Uber Arena as they take on Fenerbahce. Before that, pretty much dead on the conclusion of this game, we'll have the first EuroLeague semi-final between Olympiacos and Real Madrid, a rematch of last season's championship game that was won by the record champions Madrid. Jaden's father, who's the head of the OTE League, was a 10-year NBA veteran himself, says that Jaden's the best shooter in the family. But at that time, the air ball was a few gremlins in the system over at the scorer's table right now. The reason for this lengthy stoppage. Jaden Wilkins did win the Next Up award in the OTE this season as the best underclassman in the league. He averaged 6.6 points, but making close to 2 threes a game at 39%. Also won an OTE Player of the Week award when he made 7 straight 3-pointers, 20 straight points to close out a win. And 7 made threes were tied for the second most in any game. And it's Saar who's been putting up those kind of numbers in this game, but he misses for the first time. Apart from the block from Ponder, it wasn't going to deter him. Offensive rebound, puts it back in. Dame Saar has 13 points. Off the back of his first miss on the outside. Second chance scoring opportunity that he converts on the inside. Barca did have the largest lead of the game at 6, but a quick response from overtime elite. Saar. That time trying to feed it away from the double team. The score came from Adam Umidush, who was a big scorer in the OTE this season, but absolutely locked down yesterday by Incep's Yanis Alar. He had 9 points, but on 2 of 7 shooting from 2 and 1 of 6 from 3. Also had 5 turnovers. Umidush looking to break free here today. That was his first score on his first shot attempt. Barca back up by 5, 2 to shoot. It's away in time, off balance and somehow down. Isaac Ellis What a shot. He can't quite believe it. Isaac Ellis, the 17-year-old, almost having to contort his body to pull the trigger. In a matter of milliseconds with time expiring, and got a little bit of love from the rim as he saw the three drop in fantastic fashion. And that makes it just a 2-point game at the end of one, 29-27 Barca. A high-scoring first 10 minutes. A high-flying first 10 minutes initially for Keita. But fantastic quality in the first period, especially on offense from Dame Sarr. 14 of Barca's 29 points for Sarr, including 3 of 4 three-point shooting. Yaku Chonis has dished 7 dimes, but overtime elite are not backing down. They've had a good offensive spread, 6 points from Parker Robinson, their three-point marksman, their top scorer, but pretty much everybody who's taken to the court, the overtime elite has scored. And as a team, they put together 27 points, doing a lot of it in isolation. 4 assists compared to Barca's 9, but excellent shooting from both teams. And in particular, on the perimeter, Barca leading 29-27. Ready for the start of the second period, so it's time to welcome our reporter and junior basketball expert, David Hein, alongside me, Tim Long. A check of the stats taking place on the bench.
Somebody else is checking out the stats too, eh?
You've gone through the numbers, David, as well, and some impressive numbers. The opening 10 minutes, overtime elite warming to the challenge of the ANGT finals.
Yeah, it's nice to see some hot three-point shooting, both sides. How about that nice little matchup between the big man Ponder and the youngster? A couple of guys that are very interesting in this tournament. Really exciting to watch this game.
Start of the second period, a close game. I think we're going to be doing a little bit more traditional commentary than we were in the last game, when it was a nice chat with the INSEP lead already at an insurmountable point against Alba. This one has a lot of significance for these two teams and has had a lot of scoring so far at a high pace. We're going to learn to an extent how good this Barcelona team are, because they had that 72-point win against Alba yesterday. But we're expecting a big Barca win. Now they're going to have to get better. They're being pushed by overtime elite, who themselves seem to be getting better in their second ever game at this tournament.
Yeah, this is actually the second, this is not the first time that a foreign team has been at a competition like that. Big three by Mr. Parker Robinson.
Overtime elite ahead, his third three. Perfect 3 of 3 on the outside for 9 points.
2 Chinese teams have played in this competition. And actually the Brazilian national team has played here as well. So it's very cool that EuroLeague basketball has decided to go to the USA market a little bit, to bring a little bit more attention and also show a little bit of love to what OTE is doing. You know, they're producing a lot of interesting players as well.
Parker Robinson 3 on the last score was the 8th lead change of this game. It's swung back and forth. Barca's largest lead has been 6. What does playing at this tournament offer the overtime elite in terms of their development, and what does it offer the European teams in terms of facing a different type of opponent from a different continent? Big, strong attack from that man again, going up to the rack. Sion Keita with a cracker.
I mean, for OTE, it's great to be able to play against international competition. The first time that any of these guys have been in a tournament. Actually, Kai Fleming was at the Treviso camp last year, but none of them have been played. None of them have played for USA basketball. A couple of the guys have been in the USA camp for the under-16 AmeriCup, but didn't make the team. So, you know, anytime that these guys are exposed to a different system, a different level of basketball, different game understanding, different style of play. I mean, you're only going to get better when you're exposed to something different.
Yakuchonis at the line to try and add to his 3.7 assists already. After that ANGT record, 17 assists yesterday.
An all-around game, right? I mean, we've kind of known he can score, and this tournament he's basically really said, all right, I'm really going to pass the ball and show you my point guard skills.
Average 6.2 assists in qualifying.
Yeah, you saw
He's
that.
over that
you
already.
saw that at the qualifying too. That that was sort of the responsibility. That's the way he's going to be able to become a pro is as a point guard, and he's showing that he's able to do it.
Something about the Lithuanians playing at this level.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who, but one guy said I'll take him over Jokubaitis. That's a pretty big statement, but the way he's playing right now is pretty fantastic.
Barca by 4, and a big block from Keita as well, clocking up the air miles at both ends of the court, igniting the Barca transition offense.
One of the things about this Barcelona team is that they're still so young. We talked in the game, the PFBB game, about a lot of those guys coming back. A lot of these guys are going to be coming back too. Yakuchonis is really one of the only guys, him and Sar. Otherwise, everybody's 2007 born, 2008 born. So get used to this Barcelona team being a tough one to compete with.
Yeah, and the three-man center rotation really embellishes that point. The 16-year-old Keita dominating the opening couple of minutes of this quarter. Then they've got the 15-year-old Kone and the 12-year-old Debone.
And they're going to bring in more guys this summer. The recruitment's going to go there and get more players.
Three-point shot from the floor stretcher Yama doesn't go down.
You asked also about what it's like for the Europeans, just being able to face this level of athleticism, like here Ponder going up and, affecting that shot as a rim protector. We don't see these guys like Ponder here in Europe, I mean, we see some of the long athleticism of Africans, but, like the really monster bodies, if you will,
Yakuchonis at the line again, where he's just gone 3 of 3.
What's he at now? Points and everything.
Yakuchonis, 8 points, 7 assists, a steal, a block, just 2 turnovers. I think I'm right in saying he was close to the 8th triple-double in ANGT history at the finals of qualifying.
Yeah, there haven't been many of them. And anytime you get there, it's special, It's a different game, youth level and everything else.
Barca by 8, have the largest lead of the game now. Overtime elite, just 1 foul to give as well. 3 in the first 2.5 minutes of this second quarter. Keita dominating on offense and defense and with rebounds as well now. A chance for Barca to make it the first double-digit lead of the game. Yakuchonis looking to pull the strings again. Skips it far side, 3-point shot for an 11-point lead. Knocked down by the other Lithuanian, who says, don't forget about me, Arturas Butejevas, and Barca are bursting away.
I mean, what a pass, right? I mean, look at this, knowing that he's there, and the big man, draining it. Impressive.
9 points, 8 assists for Yakuchonis. And our cue to say thank you and goodbye to our reporter, David Hine.
No. Okay, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy. Great game. Follow.
I got 6 guys over here who want to play. If you don't want to play, keep doing what you're doing.
Come on, y'all pick it up. Come on. Go. Refocus. Y'all get up.
Just out there fouling guys because I don't want to guard. They got 20 points on free throws. They got half their points on free throws because we're goaltending shots and we're just fouling.
Come on, y'all.
Pick it up, bro. Pick up the Ennis defense, bro. Hey, defense win this game. Defense. Let's go.
Doug Martin's point that 12 of Barca's 41 points have come from the foul line. Barca 12 of 15. His team only 2 of 4. They've committed 12 fouls in the first 13 minutes of this game. Barca have only committed 5. Barca now up by 11. And their biggest advantage has been those free throws. They've got 10 more points from the foul line. Only 4 more points from two-point territory. And 3 fewer points on the perimeter. So the free throw shooting has been the difference. Isaac Ellis had that incredible buzzer beater at the end of the previous period. Overtime Elite kept it close right the way through the opening quarter. Had several leads. There's been 9 lead changes in the game, but Barca have burst away to lead by 11 here. So 12-3 second period over the first 3 minutes of it. Isaac Ellis, whose brother led the OT in scoring this season. And Fleming, far side, working behind that big body of Ponder. The pass never reached him though. Look at the defense. Yakuchonis taken back by Ellis. Ellis will try and glance it in off the glass. Ponder disrupted on his way up for the offensive rebound. Butayevas skipping through a gap. Intensity turned up. OTE, no, this is their time now. Not just really to save this game, but to save their opportunity to get to the championship game. They can't allow Barca to open up much more of a gap. Yakuchonis for 3 short. Rebound Grujic. So still 11 the margin. Barca's 3rd foul to match the 3 of Overtime Elites. Raul Vilar, the only player with more than 1 foul though for Barca. Isaac Ellis already has 3 for OTE. Fleming, Cosby and Jeffrey each have 2. Here is Ellis. Far side it goes from Yana, and a foot on the sideline, and a turnover on Diop. Diop actually the only non-American playing on this team, the Senegalese power forward. Sa, Yakuchonis. Defense backs away from him, invites him to shoot. He almost made them pay. Scoreboard stuck at the moment, 41-30. No scores in a while. Fleming trying to change that and does so delightfully. Gliding through a gap and finishing with the spin on the reverse. 5 points, 2 assists for Fleming. He burst away in the second half of yesterday's game, scoring 15 of his 17 points. But the Yevas shot was blocked on the perimeter into the hands of Keita. Turnaround, trying to bank it in over Ponder. But the Yevas gets right back at it with the big board and stick back. After having his 3-point attempt disrupted, he was not backing down. 11 the lead again, turnover again. OTE 3-on-1 in transition, and they run it superbly for Keita to go up to the rack one more time. 13, now the largest lead. OTE with 3 more turnovers than Barca through the game. Pena off to Sa, off to Keita. off to the sky. Cater with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks. Just 1 missed shot in 10 minutes of action. He will take a well-deserved break. Plenty to ponder for Doug Martin. Marcis Ponder misses his first free throw attempt. It's a helping hand from front iron to make the second. Miss Abdrahaman Kone in for the first time at centre for Barca now, the number 3. 15-year-old, perhaps their widest body to go up against Ponder. In fact, Ponder's gone out though. McVeigh's come in at centre. Commits the foul on Jaku Jonas. Jaku Jonas is a great offensive player from the backcourt when he attacks the basket. He's had that aggression, that lack of fear and intimidation for several years now. He's improving his outside shooting and has improved his passing. His coach says he's become a real all-round player. His rebounding excellent for a guard as well. He's now got half of his 10 points from the foul line. That comes from his own aggression on the offensive end. Big three-point shot. Parker Robinson one more time. 4 of 4 from downtown for 12 points in 7 minutes. His three-point shooting keeping overtime elite in the tournament. Jaku Jonas, though, with the off-ball movement, points and appreciation, the man who's usually playing the passes. 12 points, 8 assists, 3 steals for him. They missed the chance to steal there as Gonzalez jumps, misses the ball, but OTE can't make the most of it. Turnover on Lincoln Cosby in the end. Barca have twice as many assists as overtime elite, 14-7, doing so with 4 fewer turnovers. Too heavy on the floater offensive rebound. Blocked off on his route to the rim. He wasn't going to be denied taking flight. Abdrahaman Kone with his first big moment of this big game. 14 the lead Barca. They hit the half century with still more than 3 minutes to play. In this first half, they're showing it was no fluke yesterday. They put up 118 points in beating Albert. We expected this would be a tougher test for them, but they're almost just as hot on the offensive end. Fleming puts a foul on Jaku Jonas. It's his second foul. He joins Cater and Villar on 2 for Barca. Barcelona at the foul limit for this second period already, so Akai Fleming to the line. Usually a very good shooter, but he misses the first. He was 4 of 4 from the line yesterday. He's another new recruit for the OTE for next season. Born and raised in Marietta, Georgia, already committed to Georgia Tech. Hometown hero, they call him. Now with the Georgia-based league for next season. In transition, the slice and the dice and the score at full throttle for Parker Robinson, his first 2. The man who's 4 of 4 from 3. He's got 14 points. Nobody else for the overtime elite has more than 6. We have a timeout with just over 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Barcelona leading by 11, 50-39 over Overtime Elite.
Vale, des del 5, llavors vinga, treu, vale? Jugueu bé el bloc, Abdu, deja que defienda, bloquea bien, roll, subir un poco para que te ayude y tenemos a Dame o a Miquel en esa espalda, vale? Jugues tu el pic, de tant en quant podem jugar wide perquè ens permet jugar el bloc una miqueta més dinàmic, vale? ¿Sí? Segundo bloqueo importante. Primero da igual, segundo, pum, buen bloqueo, y ahí el roll. Sí, castigar el rebote ofensivo, todos, ¿vale? Porque les está costando mucho. Ahí, por favor, correr rápido atrás, tíos. Y cerrar pintura.
Atrás, va. Atrás, pasa.
Vale, objetivo que no tires
Atrás, vamos, va.
Barca putting on a performance in front of a big audience live here in Berlin, and a big audience watching on the EuroLeague's YouTube channel. 50-39 the lead for Carlos Marin's team. Welcome along, wherever you're watching, on this big day for junior basketball and, of course, senior basketball on the continent of Europe. And this big occasion here at this tournament for the Americans, Overtime Elite. They're trying to fight their way back. They are back within single figures, having trailed by as many as 14. Open spot for the three if he so chooses, and he does, but misses Luke Pluvinet. So Overtime Elite have the opportunity to continue their fight back in these final 2 minutes of the first half. Ponder at the line, we saw there quite recently, split his previous pair. Had an injury hit OTE regular season, but he managed 6 games. In those games, he played 6 minutes on average, but had a league 4th best 1.7 blocks a game. Also the nickname Baby Shaq or Little Shaq. Same free throw shooting as Shaq. Ate the gap though, they've shaved 6 off it at its best. And they pinch it back, long range 2. Offensive rebound, put back in by Umidou. Should Overtime Elite are back within 6. They threatened to come back from 20 down against Inset yesterday. One bounce, side skip, 3-point shot, put the Yevas off. Baby Shaq battling. And a chance to make it even closer. They could even complete the comeback before half-time at this rate. And they came from 20 down in the second half. Got as close as 7, I believe, against Inset yesterday before ultimately losing by 16. But they have to win this game, Overtime Elite. If they don't, they fall to 0-2 and miss out on any chance of making Sunday's championship game against Real Madrid. 3-point shot, Umidou finally unloads his ammunition here at the ANGT. It's a 1-possession game. Dabone off right. The 12-year-old rattled by this Overtime Elite rally. Seems like nothing has fazed him so far at this tournament. And Umidou double roll around and out it goes. The finest of margins at the finest level of junior club basketball. Here goes Parker Robinson now. It's all got a bit anxious and a bit edgy for both teams. How on earth did that stay out for Adam Umidouche? The others are going down. 7 points in a flash from him. 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. He's become their joint leader in index rating, alongside the 14-point performance of Parker Robinson. Barca can't keep the ball right now. Long pass, fumbled in the end zone. Barca had a 14-point lead not too long ago. Overtime Elite have turned up the intensity, turned up the pressure. Barca at the foul limit. So Doug Martin's team at the foul line again. This is what they did when Incep took their foot off the gas in the second half yesterday. It's whether they can sustain it. Overtime Elite. But they are going to go in to the halftime locker room with their heads held high. No matter what happens in these next 39 seconds. We don't have a trip to the foul line. We've got a bit of confusion. Just trying to ascertain when that 14-point lead exactly was. Barca hit the half-century mark early in this first half. In fact, they hit 50 points with 3.5 minutes of it remaining. So they've not scored in just about 3 minutes now. And since then, Doug Martin's team have launched an 11-0 run to close the gap from 14 down to 3. And our second fairly lengthy stoppage to decipher a few issues at the scorer's table here in this first half. As the head coach of Mega Basket in Belgrade, who lost an excellent game against Real Madrid in the second game on this court today. Real securing top spot in Group A and a place in the championship game, and a 3 for the tie. And from 14 down, Overtime Elite level on a 14-0 3-minute run. Turnover Barca. Taken back in a travel called on Dame Sarr. It's almost like 2 turnovers and a few ticks of the clock. Barcelona were protecting the ball so well for so long. I believe they've committed 8 turnovers since they had their last assist. So OTE, a chance to take the lead from 14 down in the space of 3.5 minutes. Umidouche was locked down yesterday, has broken free today. Here he is, spinning and scoring in a pack of Barca bodies, and a 16-0 surge for Overtime Elite to finish the first half with an almighty flurry. From 14 down, they lead by 2 at the main break, and Barca don't quite know what's hit them. The answer is Adam Umidouche and his teammates, and the best young kids from the United States. The Overtime Elite Select team lead at halftime over Barcelona 50-52. They begin with the ball on a 16-0 run. Overtime Elite were able to instigate the 10th lead change of the game. So many of them early before Barca pulled away to go up by 14. And now they're back ahead again. Yavas from downtown becomes their third scorer to hit double figures. We talked about that at halftime being an area they'd want to improve, only shooting 29% from three before that one. But they start the third with a triple that produces the 11th lead change of the game. Yavas 2 of 5 from downtown, now 2 of 3 from 2 as well. A 2'6" Lithuanian forward. Parker Robinson, who's been the best shooter on this overtime elite team, misses his first free throw attempt. Shot 85% of the line in the OTE this season. Misses both of them. K to the rebound. We talked about his impact in terms of plus minus. He gets it and makes an impact high above the hoop as well. Sion Keita becoming the fourth Barca figure into double figures. Doing so in spectacular fashion. Quickly turning defense to offense off the back of that missed free throw. One back by overtime elite though. Using the glass to avoid any attempt at a shot block was Adam Umidush, who continues to rediscover his best. 11 points, 3 assists for Umidush. 7 of his 11 came in the last quarter, but Barca, after overtime elite, raised the bar at the end of the second. Are looking to raise it further at the start of the third. We saw a fantastic, physical, intense battle between Real Madrid and Mega Basket in the second game on court today to decide who was going to win Group A effectively. It ended up being Real Madrid with a 60-55 final score. We're seeing a big basketball battle again here to decide who goes towards the top. And in Barca's case, to the top of Group B. This one more offense orientated, but big moments on defense as well, and one there from Marcis Ponder. Overtime elite down 4. Need to turn to their defense again. Ponder this time committing the foul. In fact, could have been first on Umidush as he reached in from the other side. Isaac Ellis has 3 fouls. Nobody else more than 2 for overtime elite. Similar situation for Barca with Keita on 3 fouls. Nobody else on more than 2. There's a look at the line for Sion Keita. Ponder taking it right at Keita and having a big impact in more ways than one. A block on defense, a chance at a 3-point play on offense, and a 4th personal foul on Sion Keita. Barca's best player today at center. So that will force Keita to the bench, dangling by a disciplinary thread. It'll put Ponder to the line. A chance for him to hit 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks in just 12 minutes, but he can't convert. Sarr. They work it around the perimeter to the open corner shooter. Vilar intercepted the flight path of the ball by Ponder. Umidush, overtime elite, have the wind in their sails. An extra spring in their sneakers, feeling confident now, but Barca still have the lead and now have the ball again. Sarr, 14 points for him, but the majority of them came early, including a huge scoring performance in the first quarter. Jeffrey looking to run the fast break. Started the game and was one of our key players. Hasn't played a great deal. Had 2 early fouls, so he's only played 7 minutes. Mohamed Daboni, the 12-year-old. He's back on the court for Barca in the center position with Keita having gone to the bench. Daboni doesn't turn 13 until late October. It's just something beyond anything else we've ever seen at this tournament. Lots of speculation as to Daboni's actual age, but even if he's 14, 15 or 16, what he's done so far would still be impressive. You have to highlight the point that his official documents have been processed to play in Spain for Barcelona, to play here at the ANGT as a 12-year-old. He led Barca in scoring against Alba Berlin with 21 points in 12.5 minutes. On his ANGT debut yesterday, was 9 of 12 from the field, but he's missed all of his shots now here today. 0 of 2 from the field, 0 of 2 from the line. Frustrated with himself, but he's going to get a retake. Close to 7 feet tall from Burkina Faso. Not eligible for the NBA draft until 2030. Umidouche. Crosses over. Rejected by Daboni. Right on cue. He runs the floor as well. But so do OTE with their transition defense to slow down Barca. 5-on-5, Yakuchonis passes away from the double. Side skip away from the interception attempt, but Sarr can't convert, gets his own rebound. Barca looking to make it a large lead now in the scope of this game. It's been so tight for the vast majority. And a flying follow from a 7-footer, Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh following up and throwing it down. That was after the Daboni block. He's got a steal and a block on defense, Daboni now. McVeigh has 5 points. There he is on the offensive end. He's fouled as he goes up, so he'll go back to the line. He's been dominating under 15 and under 16 tournaments at the age of 12 this season, including a dominant performance against Real Madrid at under 16 level. Unparalleled athleticism, muscle definition and mobility for a player of his age and size. That time he makes both of his free throws, rediscovers his scoring touch. Barca rediscover their 4-point lead. Tight defense, providing the platform from which to launch the offense. And Yakuchonis obliges. 14 points, 11 assists, 4 steals for Yakuchonis now. He set the all-time ANGT record of 17 assists yesterday. He's got 11 here today, with 15.5 minutes still to play. Yesterday it was against a wildcard entry underdogs Alba in this tournament. Today, Yakuchonis is doing it against the best under-18s that the Overtime Elite American League has to offer. 6 the lead for Barca. Tabone guarding the perimeter. The perimeter opens up for the shot from Wilkins, who's not set his radar right today. Usually an excellent shooter, particularly from range. Oh, rattles out for Barca. Deep three-point attempt, NBA range, Abu Yama. Halves the deficit at the halfway point of the third quarter. Yama, who upped his output over a couple of playoff games in the OTE League this season to 16.5 points per game. He hit 5 threes a game at 50% accuracy, and he makes a big one here. His second of this game. And now it's only a 1-possession game. Sarr, in fact, scored all 14 of his points in the first period of this game. He's not scored in 15 minutes since then, and finally stops the rot. He's 2 of 5 from 2, 3 of 6 from 3, 2 of 4 now from the foul line. 5 assists, but also a game-high 5 turnovers. Parker Robinson stripped on his way up. Little bounce pass behind him out of his pocket, though. Gets it back. The sharp shooter pulls the trigger, misses the target. Tabone dominating the board. Sarr. Can he score from the field for the first time since the first? Passes out of a pack of players. Vilar misses. Final touch off OTE. They've got a tough test on the defensive end now for the next 4.5 minutes. They're at the foul limit already. Barca still have 1 foul to give. Out goes McVeigh. Replaced at centre by Marcis Ponder. You've got a matchup again now with the 12-year-old Tabone against the biggest out-and-out body in the competition, Ponder. Perhaps the player that looks most like a man against the youngest player this competition has ever seen. We talked about the foul limit. Umidouche commits one there. So Sarr at the line, where he's only 2 of 4, split a pair a couple of seconds ago. That's the best he can hope for this time. Shot 82% to the line in qualifying. 3 of 6 today. In terms of individual foul trouble, nobody on 4 yet for Overtime Elite, despite the fact they've committed 19 fouls altogether as a team. We've got 4 players on 3 fouls. Barcelona's starting centre, Sion Keita, has 4. Nobody else on more than 2 for them, though. Jonas, right on cue, commits his 3rd. Yama. That deep 3 before, misses that one. Tabone does just about enough in that big centre matchup against Ponder. Tabone, the player who's replaced the man in foul trouble, Keita, at centre. Didn't play a lot until that point, Tabone. Barca were dominant against Alba yesterday, leading by a big margin early, so all 3 centres had around 13 minutes each. Effectively split the 40 minutes evenly. Tabone trying to get down to it. Look at that, 7 feet down to the deck, gets there first with that mobility and then demonstrates that athleticism. The 12-year-old taking over. Unparalleled potential. Mohamed Tabone doing it in all areas of the box score now, but Ponder answers back, showing his hustle and his muscle. That the matchup we were just talking about. Dabone in behind to send a statement jam. Marcis Ponder got the message. Returns it with interest. So a 5-point Barca lead. At the end of that exchange, the officials with plenty to discuss here. Dabone's now played 11 minutes, got 5 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, a block, 2 fouls. He stood right in front of me on this baseline, ready to inbound the ball. And his huge frame, listed at 2 meters 8, shutting out the light over the top of my commentary table. How big is it possible for a human being to grow if he is only 12? Barca up by 7. In the scope of this game now, that is a big lead. Umidouche answers right back. Both offenses continue to unload here. Sarr, reeled in by his teammate from wide of his body. Final 7 seconds of the shot clock. Look out! Oh my goodness! The generational juggernaut, Mohamed Dabone, the Burkina Faso phenom. That is a 12-year-old putting a 327-pounder on a poster. Perhaps the biggest highlight reel play of these finals. And it's the 12-year-old who takes flight and serves up a facial. They can't believe it, and nor will the rest of the world. We have just witnessed a moment that if he does go on to do what his numbers and potential suggest he can, will be the moment his career was truly launched. McVeigh will fly back in the face of adversity in that battle of the bigs. Tough shot, Umidouche on his way down. Barca by 5, 1.5 minutes to play here in the third. Bay has 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds now in 13 minutes. Sarr, entry pass. They're trying to print more posters. That time it was Yevas going up. Fouled on his route to the rim. Umidouche the foul this time. His 4th foul. Kai Fleming has 4 for OTE as well now. 7 the lead for Barca. Robinson, Umidouche, riding the turbulence and getting the teardrop to drop. Over the top of the lengthy athletic challenge of Dame Sarr. 2-possession game, final minute of the third. They're queuing up on the perimeter. It's Sarr for 3. Short, but the Yevas the rebound. Barca have gone small ball here in comparison with Keita, Kone and Dabone all on the bench. The 3 players that shared all of the seconds at centre yesterday. But the Yevas playing at the 5, taking the baton and running with it. But the Yevas up to 14 points, 3 scorers on 14 for Barca. Sarr leading away on 18. Smothering defense as well. But the Yevas putting his name in that mix of impressive Barca bigs. Seven the lead for Barcelona, 23.5 seconds to play in this third quarter. They are looking to tighten the screw.
What do you about that right here?
Ball's right here. J-Dub, tell like you can go screen for AO, all right? Parker, go get him. Abu, go get him. J-Dub, come get the basketball, all right? We're going to hit. Chris, you're going to come right up here. We're going to hit Chris. Abu, Parker. All right? So squeeze screen. Chris, get off. Come downhill. This guy has to help. AO's going to be wide open in the corner.
I'm popping back into it.
Parker's popping back.
11 seconds.
11 seconds, so you got time. All right, you got time. Let's go.
Hey,
Go.
execute on 3. 1, 2, 3, execute.
About 40 minutes until tip-off in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague semi-final between Panathinaikos and Fenerbahce. For the second semi-final between Real Madrid and Olympiacos later on. Try not to go elsewhere just yet. This one threatens to go down to the wire. Sarr tips away. Shot clock turned off. End of the third quarter. 8 for Barca to shoot. They can't. Well, they beat the buzzer in spectacular fashion in the first. Can't do so in the third. Overtime elite. So having overturned a 14-point deficit to lead at half-time, Doug Martin's team trailed by 7 with 10 minutes to play as Barcelona retaliate with an excellent third period. They win 28-19. Barcelona 78, overtime elite 71, with 1 period left to play. Huge offensive periods for Barcelona. Huge battle at centre. Umidouche leads the way for overtime elite now with 15 points. We're seeing how good the physical attributes of 12-year-old Mohamed Dabone. We're also seeing how good the offense of Adam Umidouche can be and how good the defense of Incepcionis Alar was yesterday to shut him down. Yaku Chonis, we know all about how good his facilitating is. What about that finish from Mohamed Dabone over the top of the huge body of Marcis Ponder? as he surfs some skin to the rack. 78-71 with 10 minutes still to play. Better shooting on the inside from Barca, better shooting on the perimeter from Overtime Elite. Barca 3 extra turnovers in the game, but also 3 extra offensive rebounds to cancel them out. Overtime Elite first possession of the 4th period set the tone in these final 10 minutes by taking it back to a 2-possession game. For them, it is do or die in their debut appearance at this tournament in terms of any chance of making the championship game against Real Madrid on Sunday. They can't afford to lose this one. Now a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Parker Robinson up to 16 points. Continues to bring his absolute best. Make it 18 for Parker Robinson with only 2 missed shots from the field. Taking it at SAR. Robinson 3 of 4 from 2, 4 of 5 from 3. His one problem is he's 0 of 2 from the line today. And he puts it right by completing that 3-point play. 19 points for Parker Robinson, surpassing the 16 he had yesterday. And Overtime Elite back within 2. It is win or don't go beyond the group stage for them. Dabone had it picked off. Transition triple for the lead. Overtime Elite into overdrive. Well, they've caught it at 2. Toe on the line for the tie instead. Whipped out, but the Yevas puts it on the floor. Here they come forward again. Umidouche, now they do have the lead. Their second significant comeback in this game that has swung back and forth from start to finish. They've started the 4th quarter with a 9-point unanswered run. Robinson up to 19 points, Umidouche up to 17, overtime up by 2.
En ataque hay que moverse sin balón, atacar el aro y el resto moveros sin balón.
Chicos, va. Raúl, Caspa, jugar los picks profundos, ¿vale? Moja hacia el rol, Leaf, ahí. Si no tenemos en la primera, no tenemos entrada, pasar el balón fuera, buscar extra pass, tirar y cargar el rebote ofensivo, que es lo que nos está dando. ¿Ok?
Vamos, bien, bien, bien.
Vale, sacamos de aquí Moja, Caspa, Raúl, Arturas. Cuando el balón entre, Arturas aquí, Moja, balón entra.
They only have 2 scorers in double figures. Overtime Elite, those 2 players have now combined for 36 points. And they're bringing their best in this 4th period. Barca have committed 3 turnovers in the opening 91 seconds of this 4th period, forcing Carlos Marin to call time. Did the timeout sort it out? Barca down 2, as they were at half-time. Yaku Jonas. Turnaround triple, way off and over everything from Grojicic, who's 0 of 5 from the field, having gone 0 of 5 from downtown yesterday. Umidouche putting his opponent in the spin cycle, twisting, turning and tormenting as he hits 19 points alongside his teammate Parker Robinson. The two big hitters for OTE, keeping them in the tournament. Adam Umidouche restricted to only 3 of 13 shooting against Incep yesterday. Today, 9 of 16 for 19 points. Largest lead for Overtime Elite since they trailed by 14. Mid-range push shot short. Saar, the rebound, somehow twists and turns and slips through a gap. Keeps his composure in the paint and halves the deficit. Parker Robinson with the hot hand. Hasn't taken a shot in a while. Jeffrey, that one's off. DeBonnet the rebound. Barca a chance to tie or take the lead again. Considering the tightness and tenseness of this important game. That's only our third foul of this fourth quarter. 2 on OTE, 1 on Barca. Yaku Jonas was a low catch, with the Avis having to pick it up off the hardwood. Barca have now committed 20 turnovers. Big strong attack to Bonnet, met Ponder at the rim. The 12-year-old with the 10-foot tall denial. Ponder then looking to answer back by throwing it down. But the whistle came first. We've got a technical on Ponder. And I think that was called earlier. Let's have a look. Here's the attack from Ponder. Now that was the basket that didn't count. Before that, there was the previous rise to the rim, where he was met by DeBonnet. DeBonnet taking flight at both ends of the floor. Assist number 13 for Yaku Jonas. That was the finals record until he had 17 yesterday. So he's tied or surpassed the previous ANGT finals record in consecutive games on consecutive days. After nobody had had more than 13 for 20 years. Yaku Jonas passing on away from 2, pulling Ponder away from DeBonnet, who spectacularly stole the spotlight. Pass back level from 4 down. Yaku Jonas high off the window, having to glance high off the glass to try and beat Ponder. The shot blocker. DeBonnet comes flying back but can't get there quick enough. And Overtime Elite are back ahead. Final 6 minutes, 82-84. Saar gets to the elbow, free, well short on the shot. Ponder the rebound. Fleming bumping bodies, baseline fouled. And the second foul on Barcelona. We've had 12 lead changes in this game. We've had a comeback from 14 down on a 16-0 run. Which way Is this story going to turn over the final 5.5 minutes of action on game day 2 of these ANGT finals? It's must-win for Overtime Elite. Barca hoping to win to go top of the group at 2-0. Level with Inset, but beyond them in terms of points differential. Overtime Elite looking to win for the first ever time on the ANGT circuit. With the Yevas, if they did, that would keep alive the possibility of making the championship game on a 3-way tie. Yaku Jonas, shorts. Keita back in on 4 fouls, has been restricted to 12 minutes, in which he scored 14 points and grabbed 6 rebounds. Got 2 block shots, the starting centre. With the Yevas defensive board, greeted on his way down by a foul from Isaac Ellis, who becomes the 4th OTE player to pick up his 4th foul. 5 the limit here in European basketball. Also the 4th team foul of the 4th quarter for Overtime Elite. Sa, back to Yoku Baitis. Outside shot rims out. Keita couldn't grab the rebound, but the Yevas alongside him couldn't grab the handle either. What that foul count means now, though, is that for the rest of this game, any fouls from the OTE defense will send Barcelona to the line for free throws, shooting foul or not. Barca still have a bit of leeway to play aggressive defense, 2 fouls to give. There's the overall team foul count through the course of the game. And why OTE have so many players walking the disciplinary tightrope, but Adam Umidouche shooting lights out on his 2nd ANGT appearance. 22 points in as many minutes. And from 14 down, Overtime Elite lead by 7 against the former ANGT champions. Timeout, Barcelona 82, Overtime Elite 89, 18-4, 4th quarter in favor of the Americans.
Sion, tú, Dame, Matt, Caspa, ¿vale? Pase, ven desde aquí, desde la esquina, ¿vale? Trabaja, hay que recibir aquí para poder recibir una línea más abajo. Arturas, aquí, pum, pum, ¿vale? Entonces aquí, venga, toca porque no va a salir, toca y vamos a jugar este 2x2. Arturas, open up, screen and open up, ¿ok? Subes Matt, Caspa aquí, si el balón llega aquí, ¿vale? Puedes volver a subir a bloquear.
1, 2, 3.
Vamos. Defensa 3.
Well, Adam Umidouche was ice cold yesterday. Today he's caught fire. Only 3 of 13 from the field yesterday with 5 turnovers. Today, 22 points on 10 of 18 shooting, just 1 turnover. 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. He's 8 of 15 from 2, 2 of 3 from 3. And Overtime Elite are saving their first ever finals. They need to win it, they lead by 7. They lost by 16 to the French Academy Inset on their tournament debut yesterday. The first ever game by any American team at this competition. Now they're looking for their first win. The American outfit, one that would get them to 1-1. They would need to win tomorrow against Alba. They'll be favourites to do so, to finish 2-1. They will then need Barcelona to beat Inset. So all 3 of those teams finish 2-1 in a 3-way tie at the top. Fleming for 3, knocks it down, and Overtime Elite hit their 12th triple at close to 50%. Barca looking to respond, can't. 8. Here's the largest lead of the game for OTE. They were the victims of a huge swing yesterday from 10 up in the first period to a 16-point defeat against Inset. Today, they've come from 14 down to 8 ahead. Still time for a Barca comeback, but it would have to be a special one. 3.5 minutes to play, down 8. Overtime elite with the ball, trying to make it their first double-digit lead. A fight on the floor and a jump ball, the outcome. The silver lining, if there is one for Barcelona, is the foul trouble for overtime elites. Because that can help Carlos Marin's team stop the clock. If they're struggling to create a shot, they can get somebody to go aggressively to the basket. U18 is an expert at that. Driving, drawing fouls, getting to the foul line. Barcelona have done that plenty through the course of this game. You might see quite a bit more of it. Instead, the overtime elite defense invite Dane Sarr to shoot, and he does so to great effect to close the gap to 2 possessions. It could have been a 10-point lead for OTE a few seconds ago. Now it's 6, 3 minutes and change still to play. Ball movement, open spot, Fleming. Can't convert, Ponder, big offensive rebound and volleys the ball into the bucket. Meet the lead once more for overtime elite. U18 back out, Butayevas, they need it. He can't provide it. Ponder, the defensive board, dominating late on in both paints. He's got a double-double now, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 block shots in 19 minutes. OTE are getting within touching distance of their first ever ANGT win. Marcis Ponder, a big part of the reason why. Fleming pulls up, can't deliver the dagger. U18 had his pocket picked in the blink of an eye by Isaac Ellis. Long possessions will help OTE. In contrast to Barca, who need quick scores and stops. This would be a dagger, it's short, it's a rebound, Butayevas. Back-to-back downtown misses for OTE, keeping Barca breathing. And it goes to Keita, back out, slips through their hands of Butayevas. Well, Barca are going to pay the price for their count of now 22 turnovers. 7 more turnovers than overtime elite. You have to give the American team credit for that. That time it was just a lack of focus on offense from Barca, but 17 of those 22 Barca turnovers have come from overtime elite steals. Parker Robinson flips it to the corner. A score here and it's almost over. Adam Umidouche, can he finish the job on his big evening here in Berlin? He will have a chance to do so from the foul line. It's been a coming-of-age performance for the 16-year-old guard. Was one of his team's top scorers in his debut OTE campaign this season. Averaged 12.9 points, which was the second most in the league for any underclassman. He finished as runner-up for the best underclassman in the league, the next up award. He's been the best of all of these under-18 players for Doug Martin's team here today. A chance to hit 24 points in 24 minutes of action. A chance that he takes as the calmest man in this arena. And then he takes his bow and will sit for the finish on what appears to be a winning stat line. 24 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. Sarr has to go and does. And for overtime, Elite had their first double-digit lead of the game. Barca hit back quickly, take it down to 8 with 86 seconds to play as Dame Sarr hits 26 points in the second before OTE launched a 16-point unanswered run the last 3.5 minutes of the first half. Won the second period, ultimately 21-25, led by 2 at half-time. Barca then 28-19 winners of the third. But here in the fourth, a 25-10 period in favour of OTE, leading by 8, 80 seconds to play. Playing out to the press, taking precious seconds away from Barca. And on the brink of handing Barcelona their first defeat, while at the same time gaining their first win. Umidouche, it's been his evening. Adam Umidouche with a performance to remember. 26 points, many of them in crunch time. Now Bonet, too heavy. And the chance has gone surely for Barca. But the Yevas has other ideas, takes it back down to 8. But time is not Barca's friend right now. They missed the opportunity for the steal. Fleming gets over centre court. This to kill it from the corner. Doesn't quite go. Offensive rebound though, and that would have done it. There's a whistle. As Yevas grabs the rebound. He's got a double-double as well now. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds for Yevas. 3 double-doubles in this game. Marcis Ponder, 10 points, 10 rebounds, and the Barca point guard Kasparas Jakučionis, 14 points, 13 assists. Yevas needs both of these. He's 2 of 2 at the line so far. If he makes them both, it's a 2-possession game at least. That's the only way it stays possible for Barca. They've taken almost twice as many. In fact, it will be twice as many free throws after this one as overtime Elite. He misses. Can they get the offensive rebound? Which way's the foul? On Parker Robinson. There's a push. In fact, it's gone the other way against Barcelona. And that surely is that. Barca at the foul limit. The foul is on the Catalan team. And that sends Parker Robinson to the line. He's got a little bit under the radar after Umidouche's late burst, but Robinson hits 20 points. And if he hits this next free throw, his PIR would actually be the highest for overtime Elite as a team. And he does knock it down to tie the highest in the game, delivered by Jakučionis at 24. Quick response, Barca. But no time, surely now. They need instant steals, instant scores. They're not coming. Composure from Umidouche to get it over centre court. Carlos Marin's team will go through the motions because you never know what's possible. But Doug Martin's team have one hand on an historic win. We had a brilliant defensive duel for top spot in Group A earlier on. 60-55 in favour of Real Madrid over Mega Belgrade. This one an excellent offensive duel for a chance at top spot in Group B. Jakučionis takes it straight to the basket. Still a 7-point deficit though. 15 seconds to play. Jakučionis will finish perhaps as the highest ranked player in the game in terms of PIR. 16 points, 14 assists, 4 steals now. But Barca are out of time, but they have to play hard for each and every score because there is now that possibility that this group could finish with a 3-way tie at the top of teams at 2 and 1. And if that's the case, then the points differential in games they play against each other is what will separate them come the end of the group stage tomorrow evening and decide who goes to the championship game against Real Madrid on Sunday.
Abu. Abu, Adam, Parker, Kai.
So he sent it for me.
Parker's going, we're going to double to come here.
Yeah.
Abu set the screen for AO. Kai's popping here. Abu, you're there. All right? Get open. Get open and get fouled. Get open and get fouled.
Hey, win on 3. 1, 2, 3, win.
We got to jump off, so don't try to make a pass. Don't try to make a regular pass. Get fouled. Where you want that?
So Overtime Elite were minus 16 in their defeat against Inset Paris yesterday. Currently plus 7 against Barca in this game. And then Barca play Inset tomorrow. They're the 3 teams that would be in that 3-way tie. It's out of Overtime Elite's hands. All they can do is try and win this by the best possible margin, but they will then need Barcelona to beat Inset tomorrow. Otherwise, Inset would finish 3-0. And they would win the group by their win-loss record. Now inbounded all the way into the backcourt by Chris Jeffrey for the turnover. Takes next to no time off the clock. And now Barca will call the timeout. For all the same reasons, they need to lose by as few points as possible. They will then need to beat Insep tomorrow and do so by whatever figure is required to win that 3-way tie.
Vamos a un tiro y a intentar meterlo, ¿ok? Para reducir el average. ¿Se ha entendido?
¿De dónde sacamos? ¿De la nuestra?
Sí. Ah, no, mierda, no. Hemos de sacar de aquí, que es campo atrás.
Vale. Se espera un tiro de 3, atacamos el lado. Al final yo bloqueo a Tabone.
Tenemos 51 flash, pero parar el balón en el momento en que esté aquí. Con Dame. Dame, ¿vale? Dame está aquí. Matt, cortas, ¿vale? Aparece aquí Dame, recibe el balón, moja. Espérate aquí. Cuando haya tiempo...
Doug Martin will be absolutely delighted with the adaptation his players have made. Remember, they hadn't played the majority of them, the vast majority of them, European rules basketball until coming here to the ANGT finals. A 16-point defeat yesterday to a big win in a do-or-die game against Barcelona today. The only question that remains is how big and how significant will that be? All those questions will be answered by tomorrow evening. And we'll know who will face Real Madrid, the record and defending champions, in Sunday's final. Yaku off the crossover, knocks down the 3. Huge shot for Yaku, makes it a 4-point game. The seconds about to expire. Overtime Elite will get the win, and they do it from 14 down with a huge offensive performance, pouring in 102 points to get the first ever win in the history of this competition for an American-based team. Barcelona handed their first defeat. Both of these teams now at 1-1 over the first 2 games of these finals. Adam Umidouche, the hero, with 26 points for Doug Martin's team, with Parker Robinson also pouring in 21. And Barcelona left baffled as to how they let a 50-36 lead slip away as they lose it 98-102 to Overtime Elite. And that really does open up the fight for top spot in Group B. Barca need to regroup and rally now, ahead of a must-win game for them now against INSEP tomorrow. Close to the end of the first half in this one, it looked like it was going to be the head-to-head decider for top spot in the group. Overtime Elite have thrown their names into the hat. Still have a chance of making the championship game on their ANGT debut. Stay with us as we get some reaction. Our reporter David Hine standing by, ready for that man to make his move into position. Here shortly from Doug Martin, as well as one of the Overtime Elite players. Smiles all round for the Americans. They will surely beat Alba tomorrow to go to 2-1. Now they just need Barca to do them a favour against INSEP. Let's hear from head coach Doug Martin.
Coach, congratulations. Actually, before this event started, you said pray for me with the game with Barcelona. You ended up taking the victory. Your thoughts?
Our guys just competed the whole time. We got down 15-16 in the first half. And Adam actually looked at me and said, Coach, we're not losing the game. And everybody embraced that attitude. Guys played unselfish. We shared the basketball. And we did what we do best. We made open shots. We can really make open shots if you give us an opportunity. And guys stepped up and made open shots. So we're humbled by this, super excited by this opportunity, and just grateful.
What's it mean for this organization that you guys were invited to come here and that you're able to beat such an established program like Barcelona?
Not to be braggadocious about it, but this is to let people know that OTE is here. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to get really good players. We're going to continue to develop our guys. And, you know, any opportunity that we get to compete with this, whether it's with ourselves or somebody outside of this, we're going to embrace this and we're going to show out.
All right, good luck tomorrow. Have fun with the last game.
Thank you.
The man who led City Reapers to the first back-to-back championships in the OTE League's young history, winning a decisive game 5 by just 3 points in the finals. Doing it again now here at the ANGT. Two main standouts for player of the game, but you have to give it to Adam Umidouche, who led the team in scoring 26 points. Having been locked down by INSEP's defense just yesterday, he exploded against Barca's defense today. Let's hear from Adam Umidouche, the 16-year-old guard.
Adam, congratulations. First game in the history of this organization to win a game here. What's your thoughts?
First of all, it's a blessing to be here. It's a great experience, and I'm glad that we got invited to this. It was a great opportunity for all of our teammates, and we came here, we said we're going to compete. That was the first thing we said. And we came out, we did that every single time on the court. Play hard, we got the win, and I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Coach said that at one point you told him, Coach, we're not going to lose this game. Where does that winning mentality come from?
I'm just a competitor. My mom, when she grew up, she used to play tennis, so she was always had that grit in her. And I came from a family, we grew up in Morocco, so I got that grit, and I always want to win and compete. So I told my coach in that third quarter, I said, but I knew the way Barcelona was playing, I knew we could win this game, and I know how hard our players play. So I said, I'm not losing this, Coach.
You got one more game at least tomorrow. Still a chance to actually make it to the championship game. Maybe what you take from this whole event?
Definitely, we're able to compete on this court. We're as good as everyone, and like my coach said, OTE is here, and we're here to let everyone know that. And we're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Come out, compete, play hard, hopefully win another game.
Let's go with that. Congrats.
He had 17 of his 26 points in the second half, 11 of his 26 points in the fourth quarter. He mentioned that third period, Barca won it 28-19, but OTE responded by winning the fourth 31-20. Adam Umidouche, a huge part of it, your player of the game, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. In the end, finished 11 of 20 from the field and 2 of 2 from the line. Barca were flying high early on. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. They led by 14 points at 50-36. Didn't score another point the rest of the way until half-time as OTE launched a 16-0 run and turned the game on its head. Barca then did the same with that big third quarter, but the overtime elite had the last laugh with a fast and fiery finish down the final stretch. 26 for Umidouche, 21 for Parker. Debone had some huge moments, including the poster dunk against Ponda, but it wasn't enough for Barca, who were led by the 28 points of Dame Sarr. He also had 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Yakuchonis had a 19-point, 14 assist, 4 steal double-double. Butayeva 17 points, 10 rebound double-double. But Barca lose it by 4 and OTE celebrate their first ever ANGT win. How did they do it? Well, 3-point shooting, 40% with 12 made threes. Barca took more and made 5 fewer, just 23%. And also turnovers. Barca with 22 turnovers, 6 more than their opponents. 17 steals for overtime elite to help to inflict those 22 turnovers on Barca. They drop to 1-1. Overtime elite rise to 1-1. Now they need Barca to beat Inset Paris in the final group game tomorrow. They are likely to beat Alba. That would see those 3 teams finish 2-1 in a 3-way tie. It will come down to that plus-minus points differential, but in games played, I believe, against each other, discounting the games against Alba, who will finish bottom. Confirmation of the final set of scores on game day 2 out of 3 in the group stage. And tomorrow, we finish with Mega Belgrade, Milan, Ulm, Real Madrid. That big game between Inset Paris and Barcelona comes third. Overtime elite against Alba comes last. We know that Real Madrid will already be in the championship game on Sunday. We'll find out tomorrow who they will face. From me, Tim Long, a pleasure having your company. We'll see you for game day 3 tomorrow here at the ANGT Finals in Berlin.